Hello, everyone, and welcome to the product Roundup. So the product managers at SuperOffice are gathered once again to give you the latest news on what we've been working on and a sneak peek on what's coming. So this is the agenda for today. I'll be going through the improvements we've done for SuperOffice Forms. Then Philip will show you some sales cycle charts and the latest within mobile CRM. Mikael will go through how you can mark request as spam and quickly reply. And then last but not least, Marcel will go through the latest update for ConnectERP and Office integrations. So let's start off with marketing. So we are working on improving and lifting our web forms. And one cool feature that is coming up is what we call conditional fields. So with conditional fields, the form, adapt as it goes, and you can show the relevant questions based on what a person has already answered. So in the form here, you can see that there's a question, what is your biggest HR challenge? And since I answered onboarding, you can see that the next follow-up question is, do you use a digital onboarding tool? So the next question is related to the previous answer. And this way, with conditional fields, marketers can ask fewer and more precise questions. And for the person filling it out, the experience is more relevant, and hopefully this has a positive impact on the completion rate. Okay, so what can you do? So as mentioned, you can show a follow-up question based on answers. So in the form here, you can see the question, what is your biggest challenge? And there's four options here. Recruitment, onboarding, payroll, and employee performance. And you can create a related question to each of these answers by using a simple if this, then show that logic. And you can make follow-up questions to option-based and range-based questions, meaning drop-down fields, checkboxes, and ratings. So another example is that if you send out a NPS survey, you can create a follow-up question based on the score they give you. So if it's a promoter that gives you a high score, your next question can be, what do you value most about about our product? And if they give you a low score and it's a detractor, the follow-up question can be, what is your main frustration? So this feature is being released after the summer holiday, and feel free to test it out. And then we've been working on making form styling more flexible. So now there's 3 ways that you can style your SuperOffice forms. So you have the first one, which is basic styling, and this is best for the users that are non-technical and that wants an easy-to-use styling component. So here you style your form by selecting some predefined styling elements. So you select if you want the corners to be squared or round. You select the background color, the button colors. So this is a very easy to use component and you don't need any technical knowledge. And then for users that want more design control and would like to make more advanced customization, you can now use custom styling with CSS. So this component gives you greater flexibility so that you can make more on-brand forms and have a better control of the form layout. And this is best for teams, with technical or design resources. And then you have AI assisting styling. So this is best for user who wants more advanced customization, but with less manual work. So here AI will help you style your form. So what you do is that you add a website URL, and then the AI goes to the website and extract the styling for you, and then it applies brand colors, fonts, and button styling, and then if needed, you can tweak in the CSS code afterwards. So this feature is out as a pilot, and it's so you can test it out, but it's an early version, so we're still it's still being improved to give the best results. And then I would like to give a recap of form improvements that we have released previously. So we have custom fields. So now you can add custom fields to your forms. So now you can tailor your forms to different context and capture the data that is relevant for your company. And then we have the admin field controls, where admin now can choose which fields can be overwritten or not by form submission. And this is to reduce the risk of importing data being lost or overwritten. And then thirdly, you can now style your subscription page and make it more on brand, and also edit the text field if needed. And then lastly, we have now made the Google font library available in our web forms, so that your marketing people can choose between 1,100 different fonts. Yes, so this is what I had for today. Thank you guys for listening, and now it's over to you, Philip.
Yeah, thank you, Catherine. Very exciting to see and hear everything that's going on around the marketing. And now we will move over to core and sales. So for all of you who uses that part of the software. First of all, we have been working a lot with the dashboards. We have introduced something we called quick filter. We introduced new values around stages here. And now we have introduced something new here, and that's called sales cycle. So that is a new criteria that can be shown, can be chosen, and it is a value on each sale. So it says how long time the sale and how long time has been spent from start to finish. So you create the sale and then you work with it, and then you update the sale to sold or lost, and then this value will be updated. So that gives you the ability to monitor, get insights, why sales processes take time. So you can also see in my graph here, I have different sales type, and I can see that some sales type have shorter sales cycle than others. So that is a way that you can group, visualize this, and then you can, of course, drill down to see the actual sales cycle number, the actual days that have been spent on the sale. So, over to mobile CRM, and here we have something new when you work with requests. So first you go to the request screen to have a look, and then we introduced in service something we called request relations. And here now it's also available in mobile CRM. And that means that it's easier to navigate. You are on your phone, you navigate to the request, you see the related requests, and then you can click on that, and then navigate to the related requests in a very easy way. So this means that you are saving time browsing around, getting insights, what's going on, what has been done, and also gives you a lot of good uh, information. Very handy if you have been working with this feature. This is only read-only for mobile CRM. We think that you are not going to set up these relations on the go. For now, you visualize them on your phone. We continue in requests. You probably know that you can answer a specific message. So if you, as you see in the picture, I have the three dots. If I press that one, I can reply or forward a specific message. And that could be good if maybe I have a very good information inside a message that I would like to reply to, or maybe forward to one of my colleagues. So this gives you better control, easier to manage the request with their messages, and it means also faster handling of requests on the go. So that is also something that we have been used to having in the web client. Now we also have it in the mobile CRM client. And I have one more thing for the mobile CRM. You know, it's all about uh, adding information in an easy way. And perhaps you have seen this plus sign. And perhaps it has been quite inconvenient for your thumb, depending how you're holding your phone. So when you see the plus sign now, and you know that's the button where you add information in mobile CRM, but now you can move around this plus button. So you just make a or make a long press on the plus button, and then you can move it around. So you have it convenient for your thumb when you would like to add more information. So with this, there will be much more easy way to input the information to start with that. And then you will actually get more information inside SuperOffice when you can add information much more easier. So it's all about giving making it easier to work with mobile CRM. And sometimes I get questions, okay, where can I find it? You can download it in the Apple App Store and the Android Google Play. Here you have the QR codes that you can take a minute to scan, and then you can download it if you don't have it on your mobile phone yet. It's the same way to log in as you log into SuperOffice. And now it's also, we have added actually easier login, so you can connect it to your Face ID. So you do not need to remember any passwords here or enter that one. So I logged in that way this morning, checking my diary in mobile CRM. So moving over to what's next. this quarter, me and the team have had some very interesting conversations with you customers, or some of your you as customers, and this will be up next. And it's all about the navigation inside SuperOffice. So you can see in the top bar there, you have a back and next button, you have a navigation history button. We are also working on simplifying the navigator. But here it's all about easy access to what you're working with, reducing the number of clicks, get you into context much more faster. So we have been exploring all of the details in this regard. Okay, where should you go as far as browsing your history, where you've been in SuperOffice recently? So, but it will be easier to navigate between the recent sales or marketing assets or requests or customers, contacts, projects. And then this is also up next. You know, I need to talk a little bit about AI every time because we are doing quite a lot of things, but this will be up next. It's called SuperOffice MCP Server, and this is all about connecting the SuperOffice database to your AI services or your AI service that you use. I talked to a lot of customers using Microsoft Copilot and Microsoft Copilot Studio, building agents. Now you can connect your agents to the SuperOffice data. The same thing goes for Claude. You can also connect your Claude desktop application to the SuperOffice data, and ask for your recent sales and maybe construct a nice dashboard that you would like to show your team what you're working on, perhaps. So, but this is all about bringing the SuperOffice data into these AI services, and this will be up next in Q3. So, with that, I will leave the word to you, Michael, to go through service.
Yeah, thank you, Philip. Exciting times ahead with the AI, and we are starting some things in service as well, of course, when it comes to AI. But this time, I will focus on some standard features within SuperOffice Service instead of the AI features. So, what's new in service since last time? What we have done is that we have released something that we call Mark as Spam. It's a way so that you can classify fraudulent or unwanted requests, and all requests that are marked as spam will be excluded from all views, searches, reports, and selections within SuperOffice Service. And once you select a request or several requests that you would like to mark as spam, you will get the confirmation dialog saying that yes or no, do you really want to mark these as spam? And as you can see on the screenshot here, we have this available in several places. We have it in the context menu for requests in your lists. We have it in the task menu and in the request selections. And if you right click on a request line or a request anywhere, you will have these mark as spam options available for you. Then when it comes to this, of course, this is could be sometimes that you mark something, by accident, even if there is a confirmation dialog. So we also have a recycle bin where you can restore them if needed. And you will find the recycle bin in your personal settings menu in the top right corner in SuperOffice. And the recycle bin actually stores also company and contacts if you have deleted them by accident as well. And all these spams, they are permanently deleted from the database in the recycle bin after a specific default time that is 14 days at the moment. That number is configurable in the admin client. If you are an admin, you are allowed to change this. And that value goes across all the entities that are available in the recycle bin in SuperOffice. It could also be that for some reason you don't want every user to be allowed to mark requests as spam. So this is a functional right that is configured by an administrator and can be assigned to a specific role in settings and maintenance, the admin client. So if it is, you're testing this out and you don't find the mark as spam, talk to your admin and ask for this feature if you don't have it directly. So it's an easy one-click thing to do in the admin client to allow this feature to be enabled for you. Then, if we check what's coming next when it comes to service, it's been a wish for a long time and highly wanted from several users and customers I know. So after the summer, we will release something that we call Quick Reply from preview. So if you can see it on the right-hand side in the preview of a request when you are browsing them, we have now added reply all, forward, or comment directly from the request preview on the right-hand side. And this is a more efficient way of working when small updates are needed in a request, and you also get the latest messages available in the preview to provide an overview underneath the reply buttons. So this is as you are used to in the request preview. On top of this, if you click one of the reply options, you will have a text editor for simple editing on the right-hand side in the preview. Could be a use case for leaving a comment to a user before assigning the request to them. So you type a comment, then you assign it to the specific user that should solve it, and then you hit save or send, and this is created as a comment, or if you would have hit reply, you would reply to the customer. And so there's several options that you can use this, and there is also an option that if you start typing and start working with it from the preview and you feel like, okay, I need some more context here, it's not enough with just the preview options that I have there are just a couple of fields, there is a smaller editor. If you would like to continue in a larger screen, you have two options on the bottom left side of the preview, where it says open in dialog to get a larger dialog with additional request properties. This is the same dialog that you're used to in the board view for request. So it's just the same screen that we open from here. Or if you feel that, no, this is actually something that needs to be handled the regular way as a full request view, then you hit open in full view and you navigate to the standard full screen request tab, and the text is saved and you can continue typing in the full editor in the request tab if you want to. So that makes a lot of sense when you're working, trying to be quick, and hopefully we think this will increase the efficiency for all users that are using, replying and dispatching requests in SuperOffice Service. And with those words, I would like to invite Marcel here to take it away with all the cool integrations that we have been working on during Q2.
Yeah, thanks, Michael. And especially the last part seems like a real time saver, the quick reply from the previews. Thanks for that. Let's continue with integrations. Let me start with telling you, as a viewer of this product roundup, if you have any ideas or any feedback for our integrations or feedback in general or great ideas, let me know. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, or you can send me an email. I now notice that there's no email address on this slide. I was hoping that there was, but it's marcel.spapens@superoffice.com. Feel free to contact me. The integrations team is responsible for a lot of visible, but also some rather invisible features. This is the full list, and today I'm gonna talk about 3 of those. Let's start with ConnectERP. What have we done in the second quarter of 2026? ConnectERP is the integration that we have to your ERP. It supports the common processes that touch both ERP and CRM, and we do this using standard SuperOffice features. So what have we improved in Q2? We have added a side panel that shows the total amount, the average amount, and the number of orders historically per customer. So now what you see here on the right side of the screenshot, there's some graphs with the customer card in SuperOffice that will give you a very good insight of what has been happening to this customer, or with this customer, or from this customer the last 4 years. And we have done this for all the integrations that we have today: Visma.net, Business Next, TripleText, and Fort Knox. And I'm gonna hopefully in the next product roundup tell you on which ERPs we are working further. So there will be more ERPs to be integrated very, very soon. Then let's jump to the Office integrations. More control of SuperOffice in any Office application like Outlook and Teams. That is what we are aiming for, and more AI to help you. So to start with Teams, we have released a brand new SuperOffice for Teams integration. And this integration, this new integration, gives our users the option to archive a chat with one or with more people in SuperOffice. So to the chat, including any documents and images, that's available then from the moment of archiving for coworkers. It is archived as an email file, but it looks like a chat. And the archived email will also have the files that are shared in the chat as attachments. It's very familiar, and it's very it all works as you would archive a document in SuperOffice. We have launched a pilot. The pilot is now up and running, so be one of the first to give it a try. Where to find the pilot is on our community site, community.superoffice.com, or you can go to the App Store, appstore.superoffice.com, and look for the SuperOffice for Teams integration. I'm really looking forward to your feedback on this. Let's move over to SuperOffice for Outlook. Outlook is one of the apps where our users spend most of the time, well, a lot of the time during the workday. It's our goal to make the integration with SuperOffice the best experience. And we've done this in the past by developing Outlook Mailing. I bet a lot of users that are listening to this product roundup and viewing it are familiar with Outlook Mailing. But the time does not stop, and the way that Outlook Mailing was built is no longer supported by the new Microsoft Outlook client. So we are making sure that SuperOffice for Outlook is kind of a replacement or the new version, a new edition of Outlook Mailing. And we'll give it the very same experience. And we have been working on this the few past months. And today I want to show you what we have improved. What you can do is now you can pin SuperOffice for Outlook panels. With the pin, I mean the pin that makes sure that the panel will stay inside once you open another email, and that could be an email that you got in your inbox or an outgoing email. So for both incoming and outgoing email, the SuperOffice for Outlook panel can be always visible. And this makes sure that you will probably not forget to archive the email in SuperOffice. Once it has been archived, it's very handy to see if it has been archived already. And to make sure that you notice this, we have added a green indicator with the Save to SuperOffice action button, which will indicate if it's already archived, yes or no. If you hover over it, then you'll also see when it's done and by who. So even if a colleague has archived this email already, you will be able to see it in SuperOffice for Outlook. It will also do a better job on finding duplicate contacts. So when you now archive an email and the email address is more than once in SuperOffice, it will show you a yellow banner where you can click on, and when you click on it, there's a very easy way of selecting the right contact person. This can happen if a contact person is more in SuperOffice than once with several different companies, but with the same email address, for instance. And this lets you select the right person in just 2 clicks. Very easy. Another feature that was requested a lot of times is, what about archiving emails or sending emails from shared mailboxes. Well, now we have included this with SuperOffice for Outlook. Our users can now archive any email from any Microsoft 365 mailbox that they have access to, or they can create an appointment from it or create a request from it. If you don't see the SuperOffice for Outlook dialogues in any shared mailbox, then you have to contact your IT administrator, because he has to give a special approval or consent to be able to access these shared mailboxes by SuperOffice for Outlook. But you should have it already. If you don't see it, again, contact your IT administrator. Another feature that we added is more control over attachments. You receive a lot of emails, and some of the emails have the same attachments over and over again. And now we have a feature that will let you archive emails without any attachments. And by the way, we already filter out the images that are in the footer or in the signature nowadays. And then one of the biggest changes to SuperOffice for Outlook for now, I think, for the releases that we've done the last months, is that we have now meetings linked to SuperOffice already from Outlook. So besides the email inbox and outgoing email, you can now also find SuperOffice for Outlook in the calendar. Our users can now already link the appointments and events that they create from Outlook to a SuperOffice contact, a company, a sale, and a project. And you can already select the type in Outlook. And the appointment will then, through Synchronizer, end up in SuperOffice with the relevant links already in it. So there's no more Outlook booking type in SuperOffice. It's already done from Outlook. It's already set from Outlook. And then one last thing that I would like to show you what is coming up with SuperOffice for Outlook. There will be a reminder dialog that we will be releasing during the summer. A reminder dialog that will be shown when you decide not to archive an email before sending it. And this dialog will then still give you the option to still archive it to SuperOffice. We are improving the searching for companies, contacts, projects, and sales, and it will behave more like or exactly the same as what you are used to in the SuperOffice appointment dialog. We'll be also adding an AI summary of an email thread. We'll save that in the SuperOffice document entity, and it will be available for you and also for coworkers. Also very handy when you do searches in SuperOffice, it will then come up with this email. And we're working on a feature where you can add documents that are stored in SuperOffice as an attachment to the email. That will be all coming during the summer. And that wraps up our product roundup for this quarter. We hope this gave you a clear and inspiring look on what's possible with our solutions. And if you have any questions, you need more details, or you want support choosing the right option for your situation, then please contact us. Feel free to reach out. I want to thank you for watching. Have a very, very nice summer, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks.